Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Working Title Sports Show. It has been a long while, hasn't it?
Yes, and I promised for our 100th episode we'll talk about Michael Jordan. No, we're not.
Racism said, fuck you, it's not happening.
Thank you. Thank you, racism.
And COVID-19, but, you know.
I mean, COVID-19, it was already bad enough that COVID-19 was like elbow drop in America, bruh. It was already bad enough that was happening, yeah? Then all of a sudden, black people said, no.
Not today. Then cops just sat there and said no, too, as well. And racism all of a sudden just kind of, like you said, elbow dropped everything. And I just put it out there like this. We're going to set the tone for this. If you're a person, and we'll stick to sports, if you're a person that's like excited seeing these, companies in sports like the NFL, NBA, and all that stuff saying, oh man, we support Black Lives Matter, blah, 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 don't. Because I'm one of those people that's like, hey, look, I want to see more than just gestures.
Yeah.
Mainly on the NFL front. NBA, they at least give their players leeway, but yeah.
Can I give you the reverse? So I understand your reservations and you're like, oh man, I hate it. Like, it looks like fucking it looks performative as fuck, right? But think about the fact that, was it 4 years ago, Kaepernick was on his knees. The NFL was like, nah, nigga, get up. Matter of fact, get the fuck out. They kicked him out. They told him to get up. They kicked him out. I mean, yes, now it looks performative, but when they did that to him, they had fans saying, on two ends. They had fans saying, fuck your product, we'll never watch you again. But they had fans who were like, yes, America, this is what we stand for. The flag and all that good shit. But like, in a sense, they're looking at, I feel like they might lose some dollars for this. Lose some, gain some.
But this is Goodell saying this. People also got to recognize this is Goodell. This ain't the owner saying this. This is Goodell saying
this. No.
But Goodell is the shield.
No.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Goodell is the shield.
Goodell is talking for the owners. Who do you think runs the NFL, Chris?
It's the owners.
It's not Roger Goodell.
Oh, Jerry, I'm racist fucking Jones is really going to be co-signing Goodell stuff? I don't think so, sir.
It's probably a thing they took a vote on, right?
And Jerry was like, fuck you for raising my hands.
Jerry probably lost because he's racist. Robert Kraft probably lost too. But like the rest are like, yo, this money that we could make from being Black Lives Matter looks to be better than what we can make. So
I need to see that reflected in the hiring of minority coaches.
Man, that's going to take, he said 10 years. They pledged 250 mil. News came in today. In the next 10 years, there's going to be a culture shift.
I call bullshit.
We'll see.
I call bullshit only in the sense of like the NFL has shown us nothing, and even with their feet to the fire, how much are y'all gonna start playing the players? How much more power y'all gonna give back to the players? Because let's just be real, and this is why when Drew Brees come out and says the shit he says, it's like, motherfucker, you go through the same system that black people are going through right now. We all go through the same system. The NFL is fucked up. The way they treat their players is fucked up. You go through our same bullshit. Like, white and black go to that same system. And you mean to tell me that it, like, you don't, like, nobody sees the parallel of slavery in that. Nobody sees the parallel of just using you as meat. That's just, there's so many undertones with that shit. And I don't understand why people don't, look, I know why white people don't see it, because they never do.
They don't care.
They don't care. They simply don't care. And I don't know why. So it's like, for me, like, when the second they put it out, I was like, shut the fuck up. You kicked out Colin Kaepernick. Here's the sad part about it. As much as I think anybody is idiotic for just coming out and just saying, oh man, Cap, we need to bring Cap back. Bring Cap back for what?
But again, D, it's like I always said.
What? Even though, Chris, now here's the funny thing. Even though I'm saying for what, that's dumb. No, he doesn't need to do that. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever I want to say. If he comes, like, you know what I'm saying? This is,
but my thing
him
is
coming back, yeah. That's a start.
But here's my thing, D. My thing is this, D, and I tell this to everybody, right? Everybody is very broad when they say he should come back. But I ask them this, okay? Eliminate the teams that that legit do not need quarterbacks. Eliminate the Seahawks, eliminate the Redskins, eliminate the Dallas Cowboys, eliminate the Eagles, eliminate teams that don't need a quarterback. That only leaves you with maybe, 6, 7, maybe 8 teams that might need a quarterback.
I'm with, look, it's like, yeah, I know.
And then at that point, the onus is on them to hire him. But at the same time, number one, Kaepernick is going to want to start. Let's just get that straight right now. He ain't going to be warming the bench. Number two, depends on how much money that he wants. Because he isn't going to take a veteran fucking minimum. So that eliminates that. And then three, again, who's he going to play for and if it's going to be a good fit?
Also, you do realize that they came with a settlement. And there's a non-disclosed agreement with that settlement. You do realize that.
Yeah.
So him not being in the league is probably, it's probably fucked up in the sense of that nigga should be playing. But at the same time, Cap is probably like, you know what? No, I ain't playing for y'all no more.
Yeah,
Never
good.
again.
He's good.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good because me standing up for what I believe in and all the hype that it brought in. And here's the funny thing. I will give, and this is why we all give it to Cap. Cap wasn't a bad motherfucking quarterback. Because let's just say he never kneeled at all. Let's just say none of this ever fucking happened, Chris. Mm-hmm. He was probably going to get traded to a better team.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been in the RG3 situation where he's on a Super Bowl winning team, basically. It's like,
he went to a Super Bowl. He had fucking press.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had fucking press. He had something behind him. This wasn't Haskins going, nigga. Doing the knee. Nobody would have gave a shit.
And that's why,
this was a quarterback. This was a good starter. This was a good quarterback that did that shit.
And I granted, again, I know it's social media and stuff. It was kind of like why I felt some sort of way how when Pete Carroll came out and was like, hey, look, I support Kaepernick. I support, Kaepernick's, and everything and stuff, and he should be playing and stuff. A lot of people saying, man, shut up, Pete. You should fucking put Kaepernick on your team. For what? For what?
For what? Even if he did, here's the funny thing. That's not his decision. He's not the GM.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, for what, though? Because you just paid Russell Wilson money. Kaepernick's going to warn the bitch. So it's just going to be a virtue signaling signing. It ain't going to be nothing significant. So then what?
It's like, Chris, it really falls to this. It really falls to the same principle that I have with people when it comes to Black Lives Matter as a whole. It's like, people want to see a leader. They want a leader. They want somebody to tell them shit. They want somebody to be the fucking called a personality. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what everybody's calling for. And that's what they want. They want their hero to come out triumphant at the end of this shit.
Yeah.
And actually, and their fucking fan fiction, Kaepernick comes back to, I don't know, let's just go with that. Let's just go with you, Marcus, you selfish ass motherfucker. He comes to the Raiders and he leads them to the motherfucking Super Bowl and wins it. And at the end, he takes the Lombardi trophy and he puts out the Black Power fist. And then the credits come up. Then racism is killed. Black people and white people can fuck each other without feeling bad, and it's all good. I think that's what everybody thinks because it's so stupid, man. Like, for me, and I'm not saying stupid of him playing again. I'm saying stupid of thinking that this is going to be better if he plays. Him not playing means a whole hell of a lot more. That means I'm not going to stand for this shit. That means that my dignity means a lot more than you paying me more or making me your quote-unquote hero or whatever the fuck you want to make me out of.
Yeah.
Me standing up for what the fuck I am, man.
To
me, that means more than playing again.
Now, with this whole talk about Black Lives Matter and the whole thing with George Floyd, who was the God? I'm mad I didn't bookmark the link. There was a white college coach, I think it was in Florida, that claimed that he spoke to his black players, and the black players was like, that nigga didn't talk to us. The fuck's he talking about?
Well, God. I know what coach you did. That wasn't in Clemson. That wasn't Clemson.
No, it wasn't Clemson.
Because Dabo got up and started talking all this shit.
Oh, he put the smoke out there, and it was like, oh, shit. Like,
Fuck you.
Woo. Yeah, that was...
I've been told you, Chris.
Chris, that was messy as fuck.
Oh, it was messy.
I've been told y'all niggas. I've been told y'all niggas Dabo ain't shit. I've been told y'all that shit. Real talk, half the college coaches ain't shit anyway.
I mean, it's just the fact
But
that
that's a whole other conversation. Actually, no, it's the same conversation. Bunch of rich white guys yelling at young black men.
I mean, are you shocked that he had a lot of players defend him though? Are you surprised? Are you surprised that he had some of his former players and his current players defending him though?
Chris, I'm not surprised at anything anymore.
Okay. I mean, I know it's 2020. We shouldn't be surprised, but
I'm not shocked because people are going to defend the people they love. You know what I mean? I don't knock folk for as stupid as you sound. You're gonna try to, hey man, go ahead. Come on, guys. Come on, man. Settle down.
I mean, if
he had dinner with me and my mama.
We were remiss to say this. So, yeah, as Dee said, this was supposed to be an MJ episode, but we'll mention something about MJ, and it's kind of interesting. So Michael Jordan.
I don't know all the fucking details behind this. So go ahead, bro.
But MJ pretty much decided to put, I guess over a 10-year period, he's going to be putting money towards, I guess local efforts in regards to Black Lives Matter and such, community efforts. And a lot of people that live in Charlotte pretty much said that Jordan does this anyway and stuff. So this is just him kind of doubling down on it more than what he normally does kind of thing. Which I think a lot of people didn't know that, or maybe they just chose not to know that. And I was like, oh, good on him for doubling down. But I think what shocked everybody was this is the same Jordan that early in his career never really chose a side in terms of this is the guy that says Republicans buy my shoes and stuff. So him saying this kind of threw a lot of people off.
I think really at the end of the day with Jordan don't care. He likes money, so I don't give a fuck.
True.
Jordan I think again, it's the hero complex. You want your hero to be just like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get it. I'm done knocking Jordan for who the fuck he is. I'm done with it because it's just wasted energy. You don't give a shit about kids shooting each other in the ghetto type shit. I'm done getting mad over it.
Yeah, I was never mad over it either. I was never one of those people that was like, what about people that kill each other over Jordans? I'm like, people kill each other over a dice game, but we don't sit there and get mad over that. It's like, come on.
Man, niggas get shot over spades all the fucking time, man. We don't get mad at bicycle. Nigga, we should actually, because there's been a lot of blood.
There's been blood on fucking Uno game. Uno been people killed.
I think Uno just breaks out in fist fights, man. I don't think niggas get dealt with.
hey, D, I'm gonna hold you to that because if I find out all of a sudden TMZ finds out somebody got stabbed over a Uno game, I'm like, CD, I told you it gets violent.
I think Uno's one thing, but spades is life to niggas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like dominoes. Dominoes too.
Yeah.
Niggas got killed in domino games, nigga. Bro, now,
in the face over that shit. Like, dominoes, bitch. What?
But here's my thing. Jordan, Jordan is Jordan. I don't care. But, I would expect him to give back in some type of way. Because even with the cold-hearted people, they do try to do some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even with your cold-hearted white guy, even if it's a tax rebate, a part of us like, let's give the kids some Christmas presents. Here, you naughty head nigger.
Somebody
like look, it sounds fucked up, but look, it happens. So
somebody made
I don't knock him for that. I'm look good for him though. But for good for him. Because here's the funny thing. We need, black people, I don't, it sounds like we're begging, but it's the truth. We need money.
Yeah.
We need wealth. We need it. And we got way too many rich niggas right now. I'm real talk. We got a lot of rich black folk, man. A lot of successful black people, not just in the entertainment business, but in the professional regions, man. Mm-hmm. They're money makers, man. They're millionaires. We got a lot of them. The problem is like we don't tunnel none of it back. We all ran to the suburbs.
I mean, somebody said it best about Jordan, where Jordan only donated that money because LeBron told him to have a good day. And he's like, what the fuck you mean have a good day? You know what? I'm going to donate this goddamn money. Have a good day. Man, fuck that dude.
That's why you ain't got no hairline. You just cut it off.
I'll donate $100 million. How about that, LeBron? Shit.
What you gonna do, bitch? You know what? I had a good question pointed at me. Like, if they had a one-on-one game, would you bet LeBron or Michael? I'm like, it matters how the game is, man. Really, for me.
I mean, now it's like, I might have to give it to LeBron.
Prime Bron, Prime LeBron, Prime Jordan, one on one.
Yeah, that's tough.
That
Like
prime. There are two prime LeBrons. When he won with Cleveland, or when he won the second time with the Heat. Those are both the prime LeBron.
I'll take when they came back from a 3-1 deficit, LeBron.
I'm going Heat LeBron because that's the birth of playoff Bron right there, man.
Yeah.
That championship is the birth of play. He was lights out the whole playoffs. When they won the second against Golden State, I think that was him he was a better player in terms of like a better leader and a better like manager and like just, being able to rally the team and have everybody like kind of come around him. But like, I think the second time in Miami was just him by himself.
Yeah. The second time in Miami, I wouldn't say him by himself, but it was like, that was LeBron.
Yeah, that was
LeBron show.
That was definitely a LeBron championship.
That was actually the year the first year, when they won the first time, I said, you know what, LeBron, I'm done hating you. That's what I remember saying that. I'm done hating you, LeBron. You fucking good, bro. And then he come out and had that fucking finals. I'm like, God damn. But only thing I would add to that is that, and I said this on the show, when LeBron won, when they came back from, from 3 down, when he won that, I was like, that's when LeBron became a legend.
Yeah.
That's when he earned his legendary badge.
Especially when you know especially when you see the backstory behind it and how like when that team was down 3-1 and they went back in the locker room, LeBron was like, "Nah, we got this. We can do this."
Like it was one of the most insane turn-ons this nigga woke the fuck up.
And somebody said it best too.
LeBron was a solid 91 the whole playoffs, and then when it got to that game, that nigga jumped right up to a 99 and just started dunking.
And somebody said it best. And somebody said it best too, because it was like, which was worse, Warriors losing after being up 3-1 or the Falcons losing after being 28-3. And somebody was like, nah, the 3-1 is worse just because you had multiple opportunities to close it out and you didn't. Like 28-3 is bad just because of what the fuck happened, but the 3-1 is like, god damn, dude, y'all had like multiple chances to close this shit out. What the fuck? Like, the hell?
Not just 3-1 is worse because of who the team is. Like, that was literally the best team in the league. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Atlanta was playing against the best team, against the better team. They were lucky.
They were beating themselves up too at the same time. That was Atlanta in a nutshell.
But they were lucky to even be that close in the fucking game anyway, man.
Yeah.
Lucky to be back up. Like, I'll go with 3-1.
But speaking of basketball, so there is a thing that's happening in Florida, where people are going to be playing for the final playoff spot. It's going to be 9 NBA teams making a final push for the playoff spot. And and the teams are the Memphis Grizzlies, Portland Trailblazers, Pelicans, Kings, Spurs, Suns, Nets, Orlando Magic, and the Washington Wizards. Yes.
Wow.
Woo!
So here's we got a press. We got a problem for us because number one, if Ja Morant did not slow the fuck down, the Grizzlies is winning. And I hate to say that because I really want Portland to go in, but I think they're going to win it. I think Memphis is going to win it.
I got a feeling the Wizards might do this.
Nah, the Wizards going out in the second round. They're going out in the second round. Now, somebody said, what if John Wall's back? I don't know.
Ooh, man.
No, I really don't mean it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, Corey, being that, he's from Chicago, he provided the snarky comment of, the Wizards could win, but we might get the heartbreak of Bill scoring 50 points and then the Wizards lose anyway. So it's like, fuck.
No, that's true. No, that's actually the truth because I can see John Wall actually coming back and having all these assists, and out of nowhere, it's just like we still lose by 24.
But the funny thing is, a lot of people are saying the Wizards do have a chance. It's not like hopeless or anything. So it's like they have a chance and stuff. It's a toss up. It's a toss up right now whether it's actually still going to happen, because initially they got voted it was going to happen, but now, as of right now, there's like 30 players right now that are kind of undecided if they even want to go through with this. So
See, I knew that was going to happen too.
yeah,
Because that's the problem they're having with. That was one of the underlying problems they're having with baseball. Before, the owners just straight up shitted the bed and just walked away from the negotiating table. Which, of course you would. Fuck. Why, baseball? Why? You mean to tell me look, it's bad enough we're not going to have a season, but now they probably done fuck shit up because the CBA is almost up with the motherfucker. They're always up. Oh my God, yeah. The players are probably going to, the players probably not going to strike, but they're going to be fucking pissed at the owners. Oh shit.
I mean, and that's the thing. If you have some players in the NBA that don't feel comfortable, then you might as well just go on ahead and just dead this shit until next year.
A lot of the players, a lot of the baseball players I heard for the Nationals, they were saying, straight up. I think it was Adam Eaton. He was like, "Yeah, me and my wife are just having a kid. I don't know how to feel about this, man."
Yeah, I mean, because it seems like next
Yeah,
year,
it's the truth. I get it.
I mean, we're hitting the second wave in some of these states, and it's like, you want to bring that shit back now?
Yeah, like in some of these states again. And here's the real big concern, and I think it's like as so far, it's not hurting UFC or motherfucking WWE or AEW, but eventually this is going to sneak up again.
UFC is actually going to get their fucking Fight Island.
I can't believe that. I can't believe this nigga actually became Shang's son. And
you know what? I'll say this about the UFC, since we rarely touch on it and stuff. It's been interesting seeing some of the UFC pay-per-views with no audience members.
Yeah,
I think it's worked out for them and stuff. Oh, what you say, Mo?
Aren't they pumping in noise? Aren't they pumping in noise for crowd noise, or is that what the NFL is going to be doing?
I think the NFL mentioned they wanted to do that. I don't know. The UFC hasn't. It's just been empty arena. Basically stuff like WWE's doing and stuff. I think with the exception of like the coaches outside the cage and stuff, that's all it's been. It's just the UFC fighters and the refs, and that's it. So
yeah.
It's interesting because at first I was very against it, and I think Joe, shout outs to him, he pointed out that like, hey, these fighters, they don't get paid if they don't fight, and if there's no UFC, then it's just fucked. So this is kind of the only way to do it and stuff. So UFC has been like, before these fights happen, the fighters do get tested, before anything else, which, okay, that's a smart idea. So I'm not surprised that they're doing that, which I'm pretty sure Disney had played a part in that, because I remember initially Disney put the kibosh on this shit. So I'm pretty sure this was their way of like, all right, if you let us do it, we'll let these fighters get tested before it even happens, which that makes perfect sense.
That does make perfect sense.
Yeah, so I'm not shocked. It's been good, but the fact that they got the Fight Island, I was like, get the fuck out of here. You got what? What?
And with all the
premise, ain't nobody gonna be walking around looking like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat.
I know, right?
This is the
welcome to my Fight Island. It's fucking kick-ass, isn't it, right? All right. There's no but babes here, cigars, and UFC fighters. Yeah. All right. Testosterone. All right, guys, let's go.
This is the
5
premise
days
of every Stone Cold
5
movie
days later.
after he left WWE. After he left wrestling, every Stone Cold movie had to do with him in the woods somewhere on an island. It was like warriors and shit. From I seen this movie somewhere. I swear to God.
There it is. I found the information. So, all right. So, Fight Island turns out to be good old Yas Island, a leisure spot in Abu Dhabi, UAE. I have been to Abu Dhabi, and it's a very hot-ass place.
Jesus.
UFC has visited Yas 3 times, most recently in September. UFC announced on Tuesday that it scheduled 4 events on Yas Island. The big one is UFC 251 on July 11th, featuring 3 title fights. There are UFC Fight Night events on July 15th, 18th, and 25th. UFC 251 will be headlined by Kamaru Usman defending his welterweight championship against Gilbert Burns. The other title bouts will pit featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway, and Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo for the bantamweight title, left vacant by Henry Cejudo.
Aldo's still fighting?
So yeah, they're pretty. They haven't locked down what the venue is gonna look like, but for all intents and purposes, it's gonna be empty arena venue type thing and stuff. So
No, either way, it's just like people gonna call oh, I gotta look at this shit. It's gonna be on the island, and you find out, oh, they ain't special at all. where's the Mortal Kombat thing?
I mean, I've been to.
Niggas are really thinking that, yeah. I'm not even joking.
Look, I've been
right.
I've been to Abu Dhabi proper because our military base when I was deployed out there was like that shit was like 100 miles from there. But I've been, flew into Abu Dhabi, and there's a lot of man-made, human-constructed like islands and stuff for like tourists and stuff. So when they said they had its own island, and I was like, either A, it's in the Caribbeans on some fucking on some Fire Fest bullshit, or B, it's what this whole thing is with Abu Dhabi, where it's a man-made island. That makes sense. And it's in Abu Dhabi. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
I was really ready for it to be on fire. I was really ready for it to be on some Fire Fest shit too. It was like, yeah, it's no island, but it's not on island. Actually, it's an island off the coast of Puerto Rico.
Man, look, that would have been on point for Dana White, to be honest. So,
yeah, you really think of it like, nah, nigga, you knew somebody in the Puerto Rican government. And the same thing go for Abu Dhabi. You knew somebody in Abu Dhabi, one of them sheiks. He was like, hey, nigga, let's make this money.
But yeah, like I said, they're doing what I said. They're doing COVID. They're doing COVID testing like before they get on the plane going over there, and when they get off the plane when they get over there. So that's good on them and stuff. I mean, and it's kind of interesting. Even when you talk past UFC, it's kind of interesting how this is going to apply to a lot of sports, particularly when you get to like golf. You're wondering, okay, is it going to be kind of like they're just not going to have an audience and they can still do the golf thing, with that
might happen.
Which that would actually be like, oh, it's just like when my dad or my uncles go golfing, except it's just one player and their caddy. That's it. All right, fine, cool.
You want to talk about you falling asleep?
At least watching it on TV and it's like, at
least there's fucking clapping in golf. Could you imagine it with no clapping? It's like playing an NES game, nigga. And there's not even a ooh.
Dude, it's like playing Neo Turfmaster and Mario Golf without the fucking hype music on top of it. It's like, damn, there's no music. No.
There's a fanfare with that. Can you imagine you're an older man, where you're an old man, you fall asleep to that shit, and all of a sudden that obnoxious NBC sports theme song come on, and I'll be like, boom, 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 like you just jump up every time. Because it's going to be dead silent the whole time. And look, here's the thing though. It's going to be like this until there's a cure.
2021 apparently is when we're actually going to get something of like a vaccine and stuff for it, which I'm like, all right, that's cool. That makes sense.
Yeah, and when that day happens, and that's why I hate these countries right now. It's like a little space race for that shit. Who's going to save the world? Yay! Anyway, but the
China,
point is,
dude, China.
look, China gunning. They're like, nigga, we already own it.
We already own your fucking economy, USA. You better watch out.
Everything gonna be Chinese. It's gonna be cyberpunk over there before you know it.
But nah, this does kind of
Chinese letters in the air.
Oh my god, man! Look, it's this whole thing. Like, look, there's a Japanese. They're playing baseball in Japan with fucking stuffed animals and cardboard cutouts in the stands.
Korea.
Korea. Korea. That's wild. I was
Korea.
like, I need that for a Washington Nationals game. I just need that shit. Just throw it out there. Fuck it.
One little fact I found out. I was looking at something on TV. This is going, this for anybody that don't know this. Here's a little fun fact about Japanese baseball. Japanese baseball is like going into it's like going into RTC at a young age. It's a lifestyle. when you go into that shit in Little League. It's a fucking lifestyle. You wake up baseball, go to sleep baseball. And by the time you make it to high school is like Friday Night Lights. No bullshit. Their high school games are go nationwide. They're the most hyped things in the world, man. Everybody that goes to bat, there's nothing but noise and all the rest of it is hype as shit. And everything, you know, the Japanese, the second you hit a bat, they're like, yeah, you go crap. Oh, the whole is hype as shit. And then you go to college. And here's the problem. By the time you go to college, every kid that's playing baseball is like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. So by the time you get to college at that point, actually, it's not even college. You get to go to the major league, the Japanese major league. Like I said, that's the big problem. A lot of those kids that leave high school be like, nah, fuck you, I'm done. I don't want to play baseball no more. So by the time, that pool of Japanese, you say like, oh, Japanese baseball is good. It is. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
It's not bad. Japanese baseball is not bad, but it's like, it's okay. That's why every Japanese player that does make it to America, they're worth all of their motherfucking weight. Usually, because they're like fucking aces. So that's a little thing I tripped over and I was looking something up. So I just want to throw that out.
yeah, I mean, you got that.
Baseball. I learned something today. Thank you, Working Title Sports Show.
Also, so me and D have officially said it. D basically told me this, and we have to just admit this, and we've made our jokes about the man. Yeah, Jerry Jones is just full-blown racist. Fuck it.
He is racist.
It is
and
racist.
look, here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing.
I'm sorry, you guys are just now coming to the fact of this.
All right, look, check it out, nigga that live in Philly that's a fucking Chargers fan. Don't tell me about loyalty, all right, nigga? Anyway,
Listen, I'm not from Philly, so I don't know if
y'all from DC.
That's not the point. We hate the Redskins, sir. What are you talking about?
Shut the fuck up. That ain't the point. But here's the thing. Clarence Hill of the Telegraph down there in Dallas, he put out a statement about he said, let me clear the air. Jerry Jones isn't racist. It's a pretty good article. It really talks about how Jerry is a rich white guy.
Yeah.
That's what Jerry is.
Yeah.
Is he racist? He's a rich white guy.
What
does that mean?
You do the math on that one.
like you do the math, because that's a varying degree of racism. Oh, it's racism. Yes, it is, but it's a different time. There's the oblivious kind where it's like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me we can't call you colored? Then there's you blatantly saying nigger just every fucking day because you know you can do it. So it's white people.
And that's on the top of the fact that there's always, and I mean, it's the internet, it's social media. What do you expect? Where everybody has this pervading theory about like how Dak has addressed certain things about like the Kaepernick kneeling, which I looked at Dak like, I get what you're doing, Dak. You're trying to split the middle because you don't want to piss off Jerry and his stance on the kneeling, but you kind of, Dak came out there.
That's the thing. I think a lot of people, a lot of fans, we like to undermine how powerful Jerry is in the grand scope of the NFL. He holds a lot of fucking power.
Yeah. So it's like
Jerry holds a whole lot of power over the owners and all the rest of that shit.
Yeah.
And when there's a statement from the owners that is that big, usually everybody likes to say, "Well, Jerry wasn't a part of it." Yes, the fuck he was.
I mean, and that's like when
Jerry, yes, he was.
And everybody's seeing like Zeke coming out, talking about the social justice stuff. And I saw some people say, why didn't Zeke do this before? I'm like, guys, it's called playing it smart. He waited until he got that bag, then say something, because at that point, it's like Jerry going to fucking bench him. He going to look at Jerry like, you pay me all this money. You going to bench me now because I said something about this now? Nah, bro, I'm going to still play it.
I think it's that, and it's also just real talk, man. A lot of these players just snap. Yeah. A lot of players like, look, man, fuck this. This is stupid, man. Like what? Like, man, motherfucker Marquez was right. Marquez told you. Marquez Bryant.
And I mean,
I told y'all niggas.
And even Dak came out and was like, and addressed it too. And granted, I'm looking at Dak like, well, Dak, where did you donate the money to? Because everybody keeps saying that you donated to cops. I don't think you did, but Who'd you donate it to?
Well, look, I don't give a fuck about that really right now.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to Jerry, his racism is one of keeping that status quo. And
Yeah.
the status quo is racist as fuck. And I know, yes, he'll never call a black person the N-word, and he probably has to get pushed to it. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't know the motherfucker.
But
But
you know,
I
Dak
know what
well,
it's-
he done called Dak and Zeke boy a few good times.
Few good times. A few good times.
while doing the come here finger thing on the field.
Come here,
Let me
boy.
tell you something, boy.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
boy.
something, boy. Like,
It ain't even boy. It ain't even boy. It's that boy.
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 Like, yo, man, it's like there's a mint julep in this nigga's hand, you know, like that. Like, yo, let me. So, but you know what? That's the thing that killed me about Jerry. It killed me about Jerry. That, like I said, that fucking lifestyle is fucking racist to me. I can't even give it to Robert Kraft. Yeah, Robert's been trying to hold it down for his boys and shit, and he's trying to be down for the black people. I understand it. It's a business move. I ain't fucking stupid. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Also, since we're talking about the Cowboys, Andy Dalton is a Cowboy now, so there's that.
Oh, it's official now?
Oh yeah, he's a cowboy.
Yeah, he backing
I
up and
love
stuff.
the talk. I love the talk right now, man.
Yeah,
Everybody,
Dak is still
Dak
in-
goes go back. Andy Dalton's going to be there. There's going to be trouble in Dallas.
Well, you know, everybody's coming up with their logic of like, well, Trouble in Paradise, Andy Dalton's gonna start, and I'm like, I don't know, guys, but you guys keep hoping. You guys.
Meanwhile, in the land of the Diamond Dogs, that people been asking me, so Denzel, who do you think's gonna start?
I mean,
And I'm like,
I
feel like they're gonna give Tyrod. I think Anthony Lynn is gonna give Tyrod like a good run because you know that Buffalo Bills connection that they have. But then I believe that later on in the season they may just throw in Justin just to see what he has.
Oh, you're not gonna throw in Stick just for shits and giggles?
Dude, I've come to the conclusion that once we drafted Herbert, I was like, I don't think Stick is gonna be seeing any playing time in the near future.
Stick had his hopes up as soon as old boy left. He's like, oh man, my shot, and it's like, oh, Tyrod Taylor's in the game, so you're fucked.
Yeah, like I feel like Easton was like, oh, well, he pretty much was like, I'm pretty sure Stick knew that they was gonna have Tyrod, but at least Stick thought that he was gonna be. He thought he was gonna be QB2. He thought he was gonna be QB2, and then he saw that we drafted Herbert and was like, well, I guess I'm third string.
Like, how much am I really getting? All right, I guess I'll stick on the bench. Fuck it.
Keep the bench warm.
Just keep the bench warm. I'm good. You know, maybe,
Getting paid just to sit on the bench.
maybe we might go back to the San Diego Charge. Go to San Diego to play there instead of being in LA, sharing it with like 3 other teams. But you know, it is what it is and stuff.
Hey everybody, how you like our new stadium with the LA Rams? Ooh, nobody's doing it.
And I love how Austin Eckler pretty much tried to defend why the stands are empty. And I wanted to be like, Austin, come here.
Nobody cares.
Come here, you mulatto running back. Come here. Listen here, Nougat.
Nougat.
The LA fans ain't fucking with us. So
They're really not.
they not. They care more about the Rams than they do about us. So just stop it.
They barely care about the Rams. Hey, Denzel, chill with that. They barely care about the Rams.
Oh, you like them You like them awesome ass new uniforms that they're getting?
You mean the uniforms that they made off of Microsoft Paint?
See, I was trying to be nice, Denzel. Why do you gotta do that, man? Why you gotta do that to them?
I was telling myself though, there's something awesome. There's something awesome that did happen. And that's when the Las Vegas Raiders decided to show off that beautiful black penis of a goddamn stadium.
I mean, the shit probably looks better at night, but you know, that's about it.
That thing looks nice.
Yeah.
All the Raiders. Look, here's the funny thing. The Raiders deserve it, but they don't deserve it.
They really don't. I mean, I'm just sitting there like Vegas just.
I'm saying this as a part Raider fan. They don't deserve it.
I mean, it looks. Hey, look, it looks dope. It's gonna be the happening place in town during NFL season, but past that, it's like, all right, cool.
You know what? You know what? Actually, I think that only reason why they did it is because no. You said man. No, that shit's gonna add to the whole economy of motherfucking Las Vegas. They're gonna use that shit every fucking day.
UFC, everything.
Oh, Chris, you think they're not?
Oh no,
going
I
to
knew
have
that.
No, Chris.
I can imagine all the concerts that's gonna be going down in that stadium.
Actually, no. Take it a step further, Denzel and D and Mo. They're gonna use that for NCAA tournament time.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah!
Can you imagine Final Four and a championship in Las Vegas?
Yep.
Yep.
They're gonna look. I can also tell you, not just them. You're gonna play a soccer game there. They're gonna have big ass soccer games there. You think they're not gonna put
WrestleMania?
WrestleMania is gonna be. Oh God, that's a really big one. WrestleMania, and just imagine X boxer versus that boxer.
Ooh, man.
See?
And all the concerts that's gonna be held over there.
Yep.
Man.
That's going to be a big time stadium. Yeah.
I mean, because
that's why
as it stands, I think Mandalay Bay is like the place where they do all that shit at this point.
MGM.
MGM. Yeah, my bad.
MGM. They don't do shit. I remember
Evo's at Mandalay Bay. My bad. Yeah, Evo's at I'm getting it confused. My bad. Sorry, guys.
But still, you can see what I'm saying. That's going to add to the economy of the motherfucking Las Vegas. That's why I say the Raiders don't deserve it. Because really, real talk, I got a feeling the Raiders get bad enough, they're going right back to
Oakland.
Oh, I see it in my lifetime, Christopher. It's going to happen. You and I, and I'm giving you a limit. We're going to be at least 50. We're going to be at least 50. Let's just speed it up. We both 53 years old.
So 15 years from now. Gotcha. All right, cool. Gotcha.
So when y'all are 50, I'm gonna be 46.
And then it'll be your kids, D. Your kids will probably be teenagers, young adults. My kid will probably be like maybe a teenager, and they'll both be talking to the other like, yeah, both our dads did say this shit was gonna happen, right? Yep.
See what happened, Dad? See that? See that it happened, Daddy? Daddy, see what happened?
Me and D are podcasting about this shit at 50 years old.
Take it from a father of three. That's what it really melts down to.
Maybe the three of us get still podcasting about it.
I swear to God, man, I really feel at some point all four of us are gonna be podcasting about this shit.
Like, well, we lived to see them play in Oakland, then LA, then back to Oakland, then go to Vegas, and now they back in Oakland.
Hey, Chris, Dan Snyder's still owner of the Redskins? Yep. That old motherfucker still is the damn owner of the Redskins.
The ghost Snyder.
Hey, so Denzel. Hey, Denzel, I'm sorry what happened to the Chargers. Well, you knew they would fold, man. Just any time was going to happen. I am glad, though, that he's like, but I am glad, though, there's a lot of talk of them saying they're going to do the LA, they're going to try to do the LA Chargers again. That ain't going to happen.
You know what? It's gonna be some fucking wild
lost franchise. Dude, it's a lot like look, man. I'm sorry that Spanos took the rest of the money and invested into invested it into the Arizona what was it, Coyotes? What was it? The hockey team.
I think it was the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah, Coyotes.
He dumped it all into the Coyotes, man. I'm sorry, man.
Nah, I take it further.
Look, but they won 2 Stanley Cups, so you know what? Hey, man, fuck him, but you know he won the cup.
Nah. Spanos is gonna be wild card and be like, nah, we're gonna move from L.A. We're gonna move to Sacramento. We're the Sacramento Chargers, and I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. You went to Sacramento, really? Sacramento?
All right, everybody. All right, everybody, hold your tits. We're going to jolly old England. Ain't that right? Yeah, the London Chargers. Whoa!
And I'll be the only Chargers fan at that time. Be like, why?
You fly to London every weekend? Yes, I do. All right, I got the money. I can
Look,
do it.
look. Show one Chargers player on that team. We striking next year.
But guys, everybody in London loves you. They love anybody that's in a football uniform. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
Lord. I can imagine the second the NFL be the dumb asses and actually legit go through with making a team be in England. I can just imagine all of the players are just like, we striking. Let's just strike tomorrow. Let's just strike tomorrow. Y'all don't even see it coming. The press don't even see that shit coming. We about to strike.
Speaking of which, we have to talk about this. Because I know Mr. Crabhand himself was doing the Birdman hand rub when his quarterback Drew Brees was fucking up. Drew Brees, my lord, Drew Brees. It's not enough that this man said it initially last year about the kneeling thing, right? You're like, this fucking dumbass, right? Whatever. This dude doubled down. And like in the...
After seeing the world go into one big frenzy of black people, break shit.
Drew said, hold my beer.
Look, yeah! Like, look, what I said. The whole world going, black people, yeah, throwing bricks, fires everywhere. Black people, black people. Meanwhile, the black people, we were talking about police brutality.
Drew comes out of nowhere, just off the top rope, missing the whole point. Like, my grandfather fought for World War II, and I'm like, oh God, no, Drew, what are you doing? Oh no, baby, what are you doing? No.
You know what? In
Like,
my
Drew,
experience, I can't. I know we all have.
Hold on. Do you really think Drew Brees missed the point, or he just wanted to get his point out? Because I don't think he missed the point. I don't think he missed it at all.
I think we let it go the first time, kind of like, all right, maybe he'll learn, right? Like, maybe he'll get it, right? And it's just the second time, it's like, oh, you double down on it. You really, okay, wow.
He didn't miss the point. And here go Michael Thomas, coon ass. Let me stop. Go ahead. It only takes a little bit of white. It's like, no, I'm done.
Nope.
I'm done.
You know what?
That's why
Malcolm
Malcolm Jennings' response.
He was the first person to call Drew Brees out, but then he saw his numbers in his head like, fuck. I'm probably gonna catch like 200 yards next season because Drew not gonna want to pass no more because I called him out.
And I got Jameis Winston throwing blind. Well, no, Jameis Winston got his ass fixed, so he might be accurate this time.
Right.
Winston ain't doing shit.
Hey, that's what I said. I'm pretty sure, man.
You don't have faith in crab legs?
Hey, Crab
No.
Legs. Crab Legs is Birdman rubbing like, yeah, boy, I'm about to start this season, man.
No. No, you know what it is? It's just D. And you know what? If I'm going to hell for it, let me go to hell for this one.
You will.
Sean Payton. No. Check it out. You stood like, everybody's like, yo, Drew, man, you can't stop, man. The locker room don't want you. Drew, come here. Sean Payton, like, come here. Hey, Drew, come here. Look at me. All lives matter. Get out there. You're right, coach. You're right. All lives matter. What the fuck Drew just say? Come on, guys, let's go.
Set that fool up for failure.
All of a sudden, Malcolm Jenkins will be like, this motherfucker.
That fucking O-line just all of a sudden just collapsed off rip.
They're gonna be like from the long yard.
Yo, here's the worst part.
Hey, head ass. I was waiting for his any given Sunday moment. I wish he didn't walk that shit back. I'm sorry. I might be going to hell too, but I wish
no. Hey, Mo, we on this revolution that's happening right now. Black folk are doubling down. So I know what's going to happen. Everything's going to be fine. First game of the year. Man, you missed your assignment on that last one. Sorry, Drew, I got you. You missed your assignment on that one. Yeah, man, my bad. You missed your assignment on that one. Shit, man, I tried, bro. You missed your assignment on it. You guys are assholes. What were you talking about, man? Look, come on, let's go. All lives matter, bro. Let's go. And for the next 16 games.
Drew got a black eye at the conference. He has a black eye busted open lip. He's like, I just want to announce to you guys.
You know what? No, because I know black people. If I know anything about Twitter, I have noticed something about black millennials. I have noticed something about us. We like to antagonize. So if I know anything about my generation, we like to antagonize the living shit out of you. So we would do that just so Drew can finally snap in the locker room and somebody in the locker room recording that shit.
He called me nigger. Damn, I knew it.
Yo, Drew going off in the locker room. What the fuck is wrong with you? I love black people. I love it. Drew loses his shit. Either A, it's a powerful moment. Drew starts crying. It's like, now you understand how it feels to be black type of moment, and they all hug him. Or B, he goes on the best racist rant we have ever heard in our life. It's one of the two.
Oh my god, that shit. But just everything.
You know, Drew, look, man, look. Drew, I don't know how he can recover from it though. I don't know, man. I say I don't know because the season already, the way this next season is going to go down is already iffy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how anything is going to go down. I don't even think the narrative of what's going down right now is going to matter by the time it's ready to play football.
Yeah, I mean,
no, man. 2020 is an asshole, bro.
I mean, it's been like that for a while. It's just like, I mean, because right now, MLB draft is happening, which it's basically set up kind of like the NFL draft, where it's pretty much everybody's kind of on their computers, essentially doing the draft. Which I gotta be real, unlike the NBA and the NFL drafts, I really don't care about the MLB draft.
The MLB, because the MLB draft, most of the big guys that go right to the minor leagues anyway. Now you do have your guys who are straight up studs out of college,
yeah,
and you do have some of your kids that are coming straight out of high school who are fucking aces already. And even those kids, like some of those kids that come straight out of high school who are aces, they do get dropped to the minor leagues, but it's still like, yo, you got him. So he's going to be on the AA team for like a year and a half until he's ready to come up. You know how it is. But still, there is buzz to it. But yeah, I know what you mean. You got to be into baseball to really do it. And I don't even, it's bad enough I know niggas that do that shit with the NFL. I don't know nobody that does it with baseball. Yeah. I don't know one
Yeah. Major League Soccer is coming back. They're doing a World Cup style tournament down at Disney World.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Damn, everything's going to Disney World.
I mean, it's a neutral area. Makes sense.
Yeah, Florida's the only open state. Yeah, say thank you, Vince McMahon. It's an open state.
Right.
Yeah, and they're basically kind of doing it to where they're taking all 26 teams and splitting them into 6 groups. So they're basically doing that. So, all right, let's see what happens.
Well, here's the one interesting thing though: the Bundesliga that goes on in Germany. They went back to having no fans in the stands and they're playing again. The football's been great, by the way, but there's something that should be noted. Germany has been way better than us when it comes to COVID-19. They've been way better than America.
I think they only had like 1 or 2 incidents of somebody positive.
I don't even know the numbers. I don't know the numbers. I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, they were low though. But anyway, they had stringent orders like, everybody gets tested before you go out, this, that, all that, yada, 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 yada. And 1 week of play went by. 3 people had COVID-19.
Yeah.
And that's what you're facing. Even in the best circumstances, that shit can still happen. And what's going on in Germany is the best scenario of all of this shit. So I don't know how any of this shit's going down. I'm surprised WWE has ducked it, man. I'm dead. I'm really shocked.
They're consistently. It sounds like they're consistently testing. That's what it sounds like WWE's doing.
I know that.
Probably before you enter the building, and as soon as you leave for the night, test their ass again. Nope, we're gonna keep this going.
It's like, and then you gotta think about they added more people in the room just so they can have a little bit of an audience, even though they're Even though I like how they do try to keep them separated as much as possible. And they all got to stand up. Nobody's sitting down. Nobody's drinking anything. So, you know what I mean? There's nothing that's really getting passed around like that. So it's you know, I get what they're doing because AEW did the same thing. Even though AEW shown people in clusters in the backstage when Sammy got ran over by that golf truck, but
Still fucking hilarious, by the
still,
way.
yeah, there was a bunch of people in clusters in that stadium. but you know, who gives a shit? It's still Florida; they can do that. But still, you do have But I'm just shocked that nobody in wrestling yet in WWE has come up like, okay, he can't come to the show for the next 3 weeks. He has COVID-19, and we had to test everybody, and everybody came out clean. And we're like spraying everything down and all the rest of that shit. I believe there's a whole fucking protocol to this shit. You know what I mean? There has to. It has to be. So I don't know how. I don't know how they're going to do it, bro.
Also, right now, as of right now, the PGA Tour has started, as we talked about earlier, with golf coming back. Apparently, it started right now with the Charles Schwab Challenge. And it's exactly what we expected because it's empty as fuck.
Nobody out there. Nobody even around the green.
They did a moment of silence, and there's pictures of like maybe a cluster of 5 people total that's out on the green. So, yeah. It's about what we expected, you know, the golfers and their caddies, and that's it.
Man.
So
sports would be weird for a while,
like
bro.
golf, I expected not to get hurt as bad just because the nature of the game, and like you said, at most it's gonna be like if you try to watch it on TV, it's like, man, this is dull as fuck. Like,
oh, you are going to sleep. You know what? This is the best time. If you look, I hate to be gross. If you're one of those dudes that get off the girls grunting, this is the best time for tennis.
Yeah, look, you know what? I am curious to see how tennis is going to come out of this.
Cause nigga, no bullshit. I'm just being honest with you. I don't think I can take hearing Serena breathe after doing all that yelling. I'm just gonna be.
Man, the way some of them chicks be grunting and stuff, it's like some of them sound
That's
like they popped orgasms.
I don't know if I can
on
take that shit.
They sound like they
I don't
literally
think I
popped
can take that
orgasms
shit.
on the shit. Like, I'm like, whoa, gee, okay.
You gotta think about it. Yeah, and all here. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh man, let me tell you something. I don't know if you guys saw the same video. I don't know if you guys saw the same video. You remember the video of one of the chicks when her ACL popped on live TV and she did that loud screaming? Yeah, that shit popped and you heard a loud, I'm like, whoa, it sounded like somebody stabbed her, and I was like, oh, her ACL must have, ooh.
No. I think all the sport, like I said, all these sports are going to be weird for a while, man.
Facts.
I mean, it's sports has been very interesting and stuff. I think esports is probably the only thing. I know most people say esports, man, this ain't real sports, but esports is all the same.
Yeah, it's kind of esports.
I was about to say, what do you think has been keeping people entertained while actual sports was closed?
Yeah.
Esports.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Esports has been doing that, which, fuck it, since we're talking about it. Hey, Activision Blizzard, mighty rich of you to sit there and say we're fighting for inequality, and yet you fucking fire people that talked about the Hong Kong protests. Mighty rich of y'all motherfuckers, right?
Yeah. And this is the funny thing about all of it. Even with the NFL, I told you, it's just corporate bullshit.
Yeah, it's like I need to see more past that. Same with Blizzard Activision. I'm like, you guys went out of your way to fire people and go after players that spoke up about the Hong Kong protest, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we really want to fight for inequality. And I'm just like,
everybody knows the plan. We here at X Company care about you, and we work to diversity and shit. Like, shut up.
But yeah,
I think that's the thing. People are getting sick of platitudes. People are getting sick of hot air.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people kind of looked at the NFL and everybody else like, all right, cool, what next? Because it's like the NFL, like you said, we're seeing, hey, that's cool, but what are you guys going to do in your hiring process in terms of who you get to hire? And are we going to get some black owners? Which, I mean, that's going to probably be a long time before that happens, but
I'm going to be asking for that shit, man.
Yeah, it's like, are we going to get some more black coaches and different, and not just main coaches, head coaches. I'm talking about other aspects of the NFL too. Like that, all that shit matters down the line. That's what matters. So it's like,
I mean, here's the thing. When to me, I keep on saying when the players start getting treated better in all of these avenues, because I want every player to be getting paid what they're fucking worth. See, I understand why I understand why people didn't like KD leaving, but KD wanted to get paid what he was fucking worth.
Yep.
And you can't get mad at that because, and that's what always pissed me off when people like, oh man, he didn't take a pay cut. Why the fuck should I take a pay cut for this damn team? When my motherfucking if my ACL tears, nigga, what the fuck then? What the fuck then? My career's over after that, motherfucker. Why do I gotta take a pay cut, man? Because oh man, you do it for the team. No, fuck you. I get why players do that shit, man. They want to get paid what they worth, and the NFL got so many stringent ways of motherfucking doing that shit, man. Golly, I never understand it. But even still, they was like, people gotta understand it's a system in place in the NFL and college football, all that shit, man. And these are institutions, bro. That, like you said, it's gonna take a while.
My thing is
you're gonna have to expect that.
So tell me this, guys. If you go 0-32 racing and stuff, and you're complaining about the flag being banned from NASCAR, does it really matter what I care about your opinion on it?
You know what?
As someone who has been to multiple NASCAR races in the past almost 10 years, I can say I don't even know who that guy was.
Exactly.
And wow. I'm gonna throw out another obscure name of another obscure driver that I'm sure other NASCAR fans will know. Joe Nemechek got further in races than this dude. And Joe Nemechek was one of those racers that had owned cars that were also racing, but would do like 45, 50 laps and then go in the pit and go, well, got my 30,000, I'm good. And then just call it a day.
Really?
Yes, there are some cars that will just, they're out there just for like 40, 50 laps or 60 laps. And then I've literally seen like their pit crew pack up their pit spot and then go in the back.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dead serious.
Wow.
Dead serious. Wow. There are some drivers that they just do it just like they can like some drivers. Yeah, like sponsors, like some of them don't really have like big name sponsors or whatever, but they are like NASCAR drivers. They'll go out there for like maybe like a minimum of like 50 laps. Some guys will go out for like 100 laps or so, and then wow. Like they'll just pack up and then leave afterwards. That's why you'll see like if you look at the order when they talk about positions and everything, why there are certain cars or drivers that stay in certain positions at the end, because for the most part, most of them are either their car got wrecked, or for the most part they only go out there for like a quarter of the laps of the race. Okay. And they pack up and go.
That's crazy.
So I got a good question. Is that would explain when the one time I was watching and I watched it, literally looked it up, seen the TV and looked down, and then like about an hour and a half later when the race was about to end, I looked back up. This is what happened. Danica Patrick was all the way in 70-something place. And for whatever reason, they kept her and a couple other people that were low on the list down there. They were like in the 50s and all the rest of it. They were just as low as her. They had them highlighted despite them not being in the top 25 or whatever what the list was like. Is that the reason why? Because a chunk of those cars are going to drop out, so they're going to move up eventually, and they might slip up into like the top 10? Is that why they do that shit?
It all depends, like especially if like certain cars are highlighted, especially during playoff season or when they say the race for the cup. The race for the cup.
Okay, that I understand. See, that I understand. Okay, all right, I get that. Okay. Never mind then. Because I thought my mom just got totally blown. Like, yo. So, all right, cool. Never mind.
Yeah, some of them.
Okay, since we're on NASCAR, real quick. Since we're on NASCAR, and we talked about it offline, and we can talk about it again. I think all of us got a little bit of history when it comes to NASCAR. They're taking down those fucking Confederate flags.
Not really taking down so much as banning them. Basically.
Shock.
Yeah, to the shock. And I know most people, I saw somebody off the break says, well, it's just pandering. Yes, I get that. But you got to understand. Nobody
fucking large.
Nobody expected that. Because NASCAR, every time there's any sort of political commentary, NASCAR is really on the lower end of the totem pole in terms of people really asking them for their opinion about shit, right? So
Oh, yeah.
And that's the reason why I like it, because it's America.
yeah, so like you expect the NFL, NBA, baseball and hockey, right? Those are the four major ones, right? And even college football and basketball, right? Nobody really gives a shit about like, hey NASCAR, what do you think about Black Lives Matter? We don't fucking care. And it's like, all right, we expect that, fine, whatever, right?
That's why a lot of people they especially towards the end of his career, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. like nearing the end of his career, a lot of people was like, yo, we're down with Dale Jr. because he was like one of the rare ones that was willing to talk about that, having that conversation about like what's going on in the world.
Yeah, he's been progressive for a while and stuff. I think people just kind of forget about that. So it made sense. But like NASCAR get rid of the Confederate flag, it's like, oh shit, like wow, okay.
Dale Jr. represents to me that section of white America that is just tired of living with that idea of like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Why are we still racist, guys?
Like why are we still racist? Like, yeah, like there's a section of white people, either they're too, let's just real talk, either they're too afraid to speak out on it, or they're out because we hear them, we see them out in the streets with us. They're out, we're like, guys, come on, Jesus, tired of all this racism. God, good Lord Almighty.
I feel like Dale Earnhardt Jr. just gets home at night and be like, all right, honey, we're going to watch When They See Us. All right, honey, let's do that. Just like, all right.
No, real talk. All right, baby, we're going to watch Juice. I'm not doing this again, Dale. I don't want to watch Juice. I don't want to watch Juice. Why? Why? Is because Tupac why? Because Tupac is too controversial? Huh? Is that why? No. Because I've seen Juice with you 94 times, and I don't care how many times you say, let's get high when we see it. It doesn't make it better for me. I just don't like it, baby. That's the problem. You watch it high. Stop it! Stop it, Dale! Put down the weed!
It's like, can we please just watch Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Can we just, Dale, can we just have vigorous sex like we usually do? Here's Dale. Okay. Let me get Gatorade first.
You also forgot his wife telling him, all right, and also put that picture of your daddy staring at us. Put that picture down, please. Just please put that down.
I'm sorry. No, I went full Family Guy with it in my brain, and when you pull out the picture, it's not nothing but a big ass mustache. It's like you see arms and legs, but you don't see nothing else but a mustache.
I swear to God, Dale Earnhardt, man. It's like if you ask me anything about Dale Earnhardt, it's like that goddamn mustache. Because I had a poster, no bullshit. We were leaving a family reunion. The hotel that we were staying at was in Asheboro, and Dale Earnhardt's crew and everything, I guess they were staying at the same hotel that we were staying at. So it was like Sunday morning. My dad was out smoking, and he was talking to this guy out there, and kind of find out it was the guy that was one of Dale Earnhardt's pit crew. And he asked me like, hey, you want a poster? And I was like, yeah. Gave me a poster, Dale Earnhardt, and it's literally Dale Earnhart's car, but it's one of those pictures where it's the big ass face that's like in the background of the car, and you just see a mustache. It's just him smiling, and it's like that goddamn mustache just right on the picture. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Nah, I didn't know if D was still on.
Oh.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't blank out nothing. But it's kind of funny with the whole thing where it goes down with racism and all that, and just in NASCAR in general. I don't think white people understand how unwelcoming it is to go to a racetrack nowadays.
I mean,
just period.
This is a game changer.
Just period for black people, especially if you're in the South. Like, when you tell me, Denzel, you've been to the racetrack a bunch of times, I was like, that nigga in Dover, that's why. But still, how many Confederate flags you see out there, my nigga?
Dover seems like such a neutral spot, but go ahead, Denzel.
Oh, you would think.
I would think. That's just in my head.
No.
Nigga.
Hold on. No, fuck that. Put the brakes. I'm sorry, Christopher. Do you go? I personally beach in Delaware, but have you ever been to motherfucking Ocean City before?
Yeah, many times. Yeah, many times.
Yeah, how many fucking Confederate flags have you seen, nigga?
Last year when I went, no, that was Virginia Beach, but that's still all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, about three. Yeah, about three.
Three. Nah, well, yeah, they are kind of lowering up here. I will say that.
Yeah,
They are low,
about
but
three.
still,
They
gotta
exist.
be everywhere out there in
They
Dover.
exist.
They got to be everywhere out there in Dover, man.
Yeah, but continue,
On race
Denzel.
day.
Yeah,
On
you
race
talk about
day.
how many Confederate flags I've seen while at the Dover Down Speedway for NASCAR. Nigga. If it ain't the fans, it's the people that live in the houses behind the Dover Downs that are selling flags of like the different race car drivers. And lo and behold, all you see are them stars and bars that be hidden in between like a Dale Earnhardt Jr. and a Tony Stewart or a Kyle Busch and a Jeff Gordon flag.
I mean,
I believe it.
I mean,
I believe it.
we talked about this offline before we started. Like, I've been to Charlotte Speedway. I've been to Rockingham Speed. Actually, I've been to Rockingham Speedway way more times than Charlotte Speedway for NASCAR stuff. And it's only been whenever I went to North Carolina to visit family that I've been to Rockingham Speedway, right? And it basically feels as though you're kind of grandfathered into going to there in terms of being welcomed, because it's like, oh, there's plenty of black people that go to Rockingham Speedway all the time. Every time I've been there, it's like, oh, there's a lot of black people. It's mixed white and black, but it's like it feels like it's like a good mix of black and white. So you don't feel like you're alone, kind of thing.
Exactly. I know what you mean because
yeah.
My granddad was a motorcycle guy. And yeah, he didn't fuck with too many white people, but he knew a couple guys. And I'll never forget my granddad. We was coming in, and I think we was coming in like somewhere down there in Myrtle Beach, and the white people and black people stayed apart all the fucking time in Myrtle Beach, especially when the bike's out. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget my granddaddy knew a white guy with all these are like fucking Viking white dudes. You know what I mean? And we're like, hey Willie, what's up, man?
It's like, hey, what's going on?
I'm thinking, hey, they got stars and bars and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know what you mean. You have to be in the South. You got to be, yeah. Because I think some of them speedways. Now I'm pretty sure Charlotte Speedway. You know, come on, I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty mixed.
I
like it. It is.
I think that's fine. But there are some, not even, actually, it's not even them you got to be worried about. It's the smaller ones, the smaller speedways out in the country.
Yeah.
Chris, you know for a fact, our little one, the Maryland International Speedway down here, over here, motherfucking
Budds Creek.
Budds Creek, thank you. Budds Creek. Oh, you think any of the motherfucking crackers gonna take them things down?
Nope.
Nah, man. Nah, son.
Now, I'm pretty sure, now, because I know Maryland, they're probably gonna say, hey, don't do that shit. It's probably gonna be a rule. Oh, they're gonna be selling them shits just the way motherfucking Denzel just said.
They got them houses right by the track.
Yeah, the houses, they can't control them. They definitely can't control them.
Budds Creek ain't got too many of them. They ain't got that type of thing because it's like a straight up drag. It's a drag.
It's out in the middle of nowhere, so they can do whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they gonna do whatever down there, man. They be out there too, man. Even though, here's the funny thing I love about Budds Creek though. It shows me, Budds Creek proved to me that black people like racing. Because that was the first time I bet was the first time I ever seen black people at a speedway. I'd never seen that. I'd never seen it on TV and nothing. And there was a bunch of us out there too. Matter of fact, Chris, you would know this. You probably wouldn't know this. Okay. Pastor Cherry's it was her daughter, right? Daughter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She married her husband rode motorcycles out there all the time. My dad knew him.
I think I know who you're talking about because I've seen some of them ride bikes on Sunday service a couple of times.
Yeah, Yeah. And my dad was actually part of them. It was a little itty bitty group of them at one point. My dad was a part of them at one point. But yeah, but Bama's on their motorcycles. But I mean, but that Bama got a bunch of He had a bunch of motorcycles. He actually raced them out there and all the rest of that shit. But a bunch of us was about to see him. But the second time I went out there, there was still a bunch of us out there. So I was like, that shocked me.
Also,
I'm like,
also
like race.
Also, it helps that DC took over Budds Creek at certain points for WPG Bike Fest, which is basically just which is basically just an excuse to see some fucking fine ass black women roll up there in scantily clad outfits. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. I am 100% cool with that.
Every girl pretty much has a bikini on, or she does that little cute thing with the motherfucking jeans. Now here's the thing: jeans shape the jean ratio goes from bitch, you were too small for it, or bitch, oh my god, just wear drawers. Just go wear drawers.
Basically.
There's no point of you putting them on. So yeah, bike week it be insane. But I think bike week everywhere for black folk, we go overboard.
No. See, here's the thing, D. See, it's tame at Budds Creek. It's when you get to the racetracks down in like Virginia Beach in Ocean City. Oh, they get buck wild.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Especially
wild.
Yeah, yes they do. Yes, they do. But then again, but like I said, back onto the point. Think about those small towns though.
Mm-hmm.
The small towns that ain't gotta abide by those rules that motherfucking NASCAR is saying.
Oh yeah,
they're still going to be rocking them. I'm talking in Pennsylvania. Why do you have Confederate flags in Pennsylvania?
The most blue state ever.
Nah, it ain't blue. That's a mixed state. Like the easy.
Especially in Aston, Pennsylvania, which I like to call the hick town of Delaware County.
You know what? You're right.
Because the minute you go into Aston, you see trailer parks. And as someone who has worked at that Aston Wawa for the first 4 years of his almost 9-year career at Wawa, every time I walked into the Wawa and the people would come in, all I saw was a Confederate flag.
Denzel just having a disapproving stare, but has to still serve them their hoagie sandwich.
But here's the thing. Maryland, I kind of get it. Delaware, shit, why not? Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's mostly in the area that's on the cusp of that border of Pennsylvania and Delaware.
Here's the thing to get me though, Denzel. Even the dumbest motherfucking redneck with no well to north or the south cuts off at Maryland. So why do you have stars and bars? Because the South shall rise. Nigga, you always lived in Pennsylvania.
y'all want a good laugh since we're talking about NASCAR and stuff right now. Maybe this could be a flash to pan. We'll see. So we're recording this on Thursday, so the news dropped on Wednesday. Wednesday night, they had the NASCAR Cup race. And apparently ratings were the highest for NASCAR.
Really?
Yep. Now, I don't know whether it was just because of the news that dropped Wednesday that boosted ratings. We'll see if that kind of keeps up as this cup race keeps continuing and stuff. But if it does if the ratings do continue to go up because of that, then maybe that's because, hey, maybe more people are watching it now. Maybe.
Yo, isn't it that story I heard about Bubba Wallace doing the Black Lives Matter car? Is that real?
That is legit.
Okay.
That is legit. It happened last night during the race. He had a Black Lives Matter car. So yeah, that happened. And hey, look, Bubba Wallace. From everybody saying Bubba Wallace is actually, he isn't like in the, not trying to make the comparison, but he isn't like in a Danica Patrick where he's like, oh, he got in 50th place. Like he'll place in like top 10 a handful of times. Like he's no slouch. So I think a lot of people are kind of like now, like, all right, Bubba, let's see if you can win some races. Let's see. So, hey, look.
Of course, everybody wants that happen.
Well, yeah. You know, but like you said, D, when we were talking about that, it's just, and I agree with you. it has to start from the corporate aspect of NASCAR and allowing more minorities to actually be able to join NASCAR.
Yeah,
It has to
because
start there.
that's the one thing I always said. NASCAR has, in so many ways, without even knowing it properly, found ways of alienating black people from that sport.
Yeah.
They just have. They just have. They went it so far. Look. I always had this. Now I never played the games like that to know, but I always had this idea of NASCAR. The NASCAR games never had rap music in it. That's what I mean.
I've played a NASCAR game way back in the PlayStation 2 era. That was the last time I played a NASCAR game. It's typical, Southern white music and stuff, which I'm fine with and stuff. I get it, but I mean, they don't have rap music unless Cowboy Troy is your flavor. That's about it.
I don't know. I like depressed white people having fun music. No, I'm not talking about Toby Keith. I'm talking about like Merle Haggard. Like I don't know why the country I like is obviously lynching music. I don't know why, but
I mean,
that's the country I like.
I mean, you know what's funny? They make some fucking awesome ass trailers and stuff. I remember it was a NASCAR game. I think it was like in I think it was like 2011 NASCAR. I think it was NASCAR 11, 2011. The trailer for the E3, I remember they played Sweet Home Alabama as like the music of the thing. I was like, that's actually a pretty hype ass game. I'm not gonna fucking buy it, but it's actually pretty hype.
But it's still, I always felt that they just found ways of not having black people feel welcome there. Not just because the atmosphere. The atmosphere is one thing, you know what I mean? And here's the thing. And I'm not saying that black people never go to the races and shit like that. But do you know it's white people, it takes energy to be around all of y'all, especially when a bunch of y'all don't want us there.
Facts.
Yeah.
So it takes a whole lot out of you.
What are you doing
like
here, boy?
like here's the thing, and everybody say like the big joke is like, why is there no black people at the Knicks game? Well, that's very simple. Knicks tickets cost too damn much for that sorry ass team, so that's very simple. But at the same time, people say, but at the same time, it's like, for real, why are not there? There's like no black audience here when it comes to certain things. And it's like, because y'all found ways of just making sure the niggas don't come in here and fuck it up with the riffraff and shit. You know what I mean? They just found ways of doing that shit. And I never dug it. And that's what kept me out of liking NASCAR. It's funny. I rather watch, I was cool with motherfucking F1 racing because I saw different people in that damn race. In those races, man. I saw black people in F1 before the Williams brothers showed up. But I seen black people, we raced in them all the damn time. I didn't see that in NASCAR. All I saw was the normal people. Bush Gordon and Petty, all the rest of the motherfuckers. And just to be honest with you, even if there was a black person there, even if the nigga got 5th place in every race he ever been in, they would not mention him. I already know they won't. That's the way I feel. I bet a lot of other people felt that same way about NASCAR. Like, you don't want me there, so why do I give a fuck?
Yeah.
That's the attitude you get off, and I hope NASCAR kind of gets that shit. Like, where are all the Negroes at? And here's Bubba. Yeah, where are we at? God damn!
Hey, I'm still wilding out.
Like hockey, look, see, now hockey's different. You see how hockey works, even though the racism there, we talked about it with Shaggy. You know how it is with that. The racism with that is different because Canadian racism is weird.
Somebody said it best. I thought that's what it was. I think Roy Wood Jr. I think it was Roy Wood Jr. that said it. It was like, when it comes to racism, like the reason why, like somebody like Trevor Noah has a different perspective of racism is that because in South Africa, you knew straight up what the deal was. It was basically you being told, you ain't shit, you will never be shit, now stay your black ass over there.
Yep.
And then they finally had a come together meeting where it was like, okay guys, we fucked up. We're very sorry for that. What can we do to make this shit right? Whereas in America, it was basically, oh man, this is great. Nigger, whoa, you call me a nigger out of nowhere? Like, that's the difference. And Canada is kind of like South Africa a little bit, where it's like, you ain't shit. But then now it's like shit.
Canada. Here's the thing. Canada. By what I know, I don't know how true it is. Canada is better when it comes to, knowing their past and all that. But real talk, all the Native Americans up there is like, fuck these white people.
Basically.
It's like, whoa. Canadians are nice? Yo, nigga, let me tell you how Saskatchewan used to be filled with people that used to look like me. Let me tell you what these friendly motherfuckers did. I know that to an extent about Canadian history. The only Canadian history I know is they killed a bunch of Indians. I'm not even bullshitting with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know about Canada's history. A bunch of French people came in and said, ooh la la, we like Montreal. And the natives was like, nigga, this is not the name of this place. And they just like wiped them out. So like, anyway, whatever. But look, the point is, it's depression. The point is, that's why the Montreal Canadiens never going to win another Stanley Cup. See, I looped it back to hockey. I looped it back. I'm a genius.
Oh man. But anyways, I'll say this though. Like I said, I've been on and off watching NASCAR anyway. So at this point, it's like, I'll watch it to do it, and maybe I'll buy the new NASCAR game just to see how that goes and stuff.
You know what? Before we go, I got a good question because I thought about it. We're probably not going to do the Michael Jordan. We're probably not going to do the Michael Jordan episode until we're ready.
Yeah.
I mean, until the hype is over with everybody still talking about Jordan. But let's briefly talk about how we feel about the Jordan documentary that came out and all that shit. I will go first. And I'll keep it very brief. I knew all this shit.
Even the flu game?
I knew all this shit. I'm done.
I'll say this though. The revelation regarding the flu game that it was actually the food poisoning game is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. Nigga was shitting himself. That's funny for me.
That puts that in perspective, especially when I go back and play, was it 2K14, where you play as Jordan during the game. It's like, that ain't the flu game, guys. That is the food poisoning game.
Oh, yeah.
I have a different...
I will say this. I did enjoy how Phil Jackson treated Dennis Rodman like you should. It's basically, hey, this man comes in and does his job. You know what, man? If you want to have fun on the weekends, go for it. I like that. I appreciate it. He's like, look, he ain't hurt nobody. If this is his way of being able to keep himself from being out of trouble, dude, have fun. Just be back here on Monday for practice and we're fine. That's it. That's all you needed. And it's like, that's actually a pretty nice agreement between these two.
Rodman, I will say this. The thing I did like about this documentary is I did like how a lot of people got to talk about certain things I've been waiting for people to talk about. The way Jordan left, the way Jordan left the first time, the way Jordan came back, how him and Scotty really didn't like each other. You know what I mean? How everybody Jordan was with, and I tell this to everybody over and over again, they don't want to hear, Jordan was a dick.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dick to everybody.
Him and Scotty fucking beefing with Tony Kukoc during the fucking Olympic Games, and then recruit him after this. Didn't like.
Yeah, I ain't know that one either.
That was hilarious.
That one I didn't know.
And then after the Olympics, man, we should really get Tony Kukoc on our team, huh? Yep.
I didn't know that was even a thing, man, to be honest with you.
I mean, that was hilarious.
But you know what? I laughed because everybody was talking about that whole thing with Isaiah Thomas. I'm like, how do y'all not know about this shit? I'm really shocked at that many people, man. Didn't really like, man, you hear that shit with Isaiah Thomas? Like, yeah, I've been heard about that shit.
Ben knew about Zeke.
Yeah. Excuse me. We already knew that motherfucker had a beef with him. Everybody was like, so you think they could have, like, no, they couldn't play on the same team. That's all that was. And everybody's trying to put out all these little fan fiction about how it could have worked between the two. Like, stop it. They didn't like each other. They both have, they still don't. They still don't. Yeah. I like how they try to get motherfucking Karl Malone to stay shit on there. Karl was like, what the fuck you want me to say? Yeah, Jordan beat me. God damn, what y'all want?
First off, Karl Malone looked like my fucking dad. Looked like a fucking great uncle at a damn fan reunion at this point. So I'm fine with. I didn't need
Yeah,
that.
Call, call at this point, like, call. I'm glad his scumbag shit is coming out because it's like it's the scumbag shit. I knew that was real. I was just waiting for somebody to confirm it. You know what I mean?
That's some shit that you hear
Like,
about in movies when they do a basketball player and shit. But I was like, that shit's real. God damn, Carl, you a fucking piece of
sorry,
shit.
how old was she? 13.
Not even like
Thirteen.
here's how fucked up I am. If she was 16, there's a shitty part of me being like,
All
man, I
dudes
guess.
like that. Everybody would say that because he was 20 when he got her pregnant. I'm like, wait a minute, you were 20 and she was 16. I bet. No, 20 and she was 30. Nigga, you sought out.
Yeah, it's like 16. It just feels as though
That
it's like
takes effort
maybe,
to
but
get a girl that
13
young.
though. It's like 13 though,
That takes
dog.
effort, sir. Jeez.
13,
Wow,
man. What was it about her 13-year-old self that said, you know what, I want to put my dick in that? Like
No, it ain't even that. It's not even that. Well, it's not a risk at all. Not even time to risk at all. I know what Carl was like. I already know what Carl was like. Yeah, I can do it.
no, yeah.
Just can. Watch me dunk, bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, I just love all the commentating and just the fact that like what drove Jordan to win those games.
Horace Grant coming out saying some shit.
Oh,
I'm like,
everybody's saying Horace Grant snitched, and I'm like, you're not gonna fucking pretend that earlier on that Jordan literally snitched out his teammates that were doing coke in the thing, and he was like, well, all my teammates were doing coke, but I didn't do that. And I'm like, you just snitched. You snitched.
Now, all right, the one thing that made me laugh, somebody said the only reason why Jordan got Ron Harper was because he was scared of that nigga. And he was scared of fucking Robin. Here's me. I don't think that's all the way a lie. Because Ron Harper was no slouch. I think everybody, and I loved how they did point out, they showed how good Ron Harper was good.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good. He wasn't like a superstar, but he was an all-star. Nigga knew how to play. Nigga could ball. I loved how they showed that shit, man. Robin, of course I want Robin on my side. He the best defender in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, and here's the thing to get me. Oh, but when LeBron did that shit, he's weak. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know he needed to lean on Ray Allen.
I mean,
I never understand. That's the thing that proved to me that argument is so stupid. Oh man, he had to lean on somebody. All right, take away Pippen, Jordan's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean,
I'm glad I would give the documentary that. At least they showed off how motherfucking monstrous Pippen was.
oh, dude, like I like the aspect of the fact that they highlighted the fact that the Bulls are actually pretty fucking good, even when Jordan retired. Like they had a really good squad, and it's just hey, they lost in the playoffs, and it is what it is. So they weren't a slouch. It was just like Jordan just gave them that extra oomph, more than anything else.
Pippen, and that's the thing. Everybody agrees with that. Pippen was LeBron if LeBron never left Cleveland.
Yeah, Pippen was good in his own right. He was fucking good.
Scottie Pippen is just a slower LeBron, LeBron. That's all he is. Just a slower version of him. And God, I mean, like, I'm glad they showed that off, man. The one thing I am glad they confirmed something in my brain: don't give Bill Cartwright the ball.
I love the face of Jordan when he said that. Bill Cartwright, really?
All right. Like, don't do that. That's wrong. But yeah, don't give Bill the don't give Bill the ball.
I ain't gonna lie, I did love how they dived into the thing that everybody deemed controversial was Jordan's gambling, and then when you watch it, it turns out the gambling wasn't as bad as everybody made it out to be.
Yeah. It really was.
And also the fact that Jordan too. It's one of those situations, and when they highlighted the Bullets playing the Bulls, never talk trash to Jordan because then he kicks it up another gear. Just shut the fuck up and play the ball. Because you talk trash to Jordan, he'll kick it up a notch, and he'll just beat the shit out of you. And it's like, if you don't talk trash to Jordan, you might have a chance of winning.
That's why my favorite Jordan story is from KG. It was like, I think he said it was like his first time playing against Jordan, and he was talking all this smack.
It's like,
and I think it was like
I
one
got
of his
20
teammates.
points in the first half, blah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, he was like, so, I got my fam, we in here, we locked in. I'm in there, I see Jordan over here, I'm start drawing him and everything. And I think he said it was like BJ was like,
It's like, I don't know,
talking
man.
about.
You probably shouldn't be saying that, dog. Just don't say
Yeah,
anything.
and KG was like, man, whatever, man. I got this. We in here. Man, this is my people. We all in there. He said it was like third quarter, so like KG was like, that's on me. That's on me, y'all.
It's like, I'm so sorry. Please. It's like, Jesus Christ, man.
That's my favorite.
It was Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose said something about one day. He said they got me on Jordan. I'm like, oh shit. All right, here we go. So I'm driving. I drive it on Jordan. I think I'm doing something. I come down. I'm going like I'm gonna stare him down when I get down. I get down on the floor. Jordan already on the other side of the damn court, ducking on her.
This is why I'll just say this. By the end of it, though, I was kind of sitting there like I would love a documentary on Jordan's like Wizard years, just to kind of talk about that stuff, because I think that's a bandage that needs to get ripped off immediately. It has to.
Jordan did one weird thing, and I'm gonna keep it brief with this. Jordan coming to the Wizards did something else kind of egregious. He kind of ripped a lot of the basketball culture out of DC.
Yeah.
And he did that by not only kicking the Wizards in the dick several times by doing. Y'all don't understand. He damn near doomed the franchise. They didn't fire him for no reason.
Like Rip Hamilton said as much. Like Jordan did the opposite of what we thought. He basically said Jordan did the opposite of what we thought he was going to bring to the Wizards.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And it hurt the franchise. Thank God Ernie Grunfeld came here and got lucky, and like 3 years later, Gilbert Arenas became a superstar. No, 2 years later, Gilbert Arenas became a superstar. So it was the Wizards kind of lucked out of that, but at the same time, Jordan not only did that. We used to have a thing here in DC called the Capital Classic, and it was DC and Baltimore versus basically the world, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus best high schoolers in the country, and it's a who's who of who's going to the NBA next. I saw Carmelo there, and the next year I saw Delonte West. And there was one other white boy that actually did real good. I forgot who it was. He ended up going to North Carolina, but he didn't go to the pros. But anyway, but yeah, that was a big thing in DC. Every year they would do that all the time. And then when Jordan came there, they changed it to the Jordan Classic. And then the very next year, the Jordan Classic now is over, and it's moved to New York City. That took it was a nut shot to the motherfucking culture of DC basketball for real. He fucking moved it. Now, who's the Mike Wise talked about the shit, man. And it was some egregious bullshit. There's a reason why I'm glad Jordan left from DC, because he took that away, and it slowed down the progress for a lot of young basketball players out of DC. DC is a powerhouse when it comes to putting out college players and NBA players, and it held us back like a couple years because of that shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, wow, yeah. So yeah, Jordan did a lot more than that, man. So it's a doozy. I want there to be a documentary. It'll be short, be an hour.
Yeah. You know,
I agree with one of my friends though. Somebody said there should be one for I forgot which LeBron team, either the Miami Heat one or the Cleveland one. The 3-0. I mean the 3-1 Cleveland one.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, there should be one. He's like, nah, that should be a 30 for 30. He's right. He's like, yeah. You're like, yeah. A lot of these documentaries, everybody saying there should be a documentary. No, 30 for 30. You'll be happy with that.
Yeah. But
Yes.
but anyways, yeah, that's it for the show. I think we're done.
Yep.
I think next time around might be a movie, might be another subject. We'll see.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm announcing it now. Chris, time for us to go into Mighty Ducks 2.
Yes. The Junior Goodwill Games, aka the Bootleg Olympics. That should be great.
I just got one question though. I got one question before we part, Chris. Is this the one? Is this your favorite one?
No, apparently, as I remember, he said 3 was his.
I like 3. Just a tad
Three's
bit
your
more.
favorite?
Just a tad bit more.
Really? Whatever. I know Shaggy said the second one is his favorite. Oh man, when I tell him this shit, he's gonna lose his shit. But anyway, yeah, that's it, bro.
All right. We'll catch you guys later.
Later.